Have you ever stopped to think why some men our age manage to convey prosperity and class even wearing simple clothes, while others, even having a good financial situation, end up giving an impression of poverty or lack of sophistication through the pieces they choose to wear? You know that moment when you meet an acquaintance in a social situation, and even knowing he has money, you automatically think, man, he looks like he didn't invest anything in his own appearance? Over the years, I realized that certain pieces of clothing can completely sabotage the impression of success that a man wants to convey. For a long time, I made the mistake of wearing pieces that, without me realizing it, were making me look less prosperous than I really was. I thought saving money on certain clothes was smart, but I was actually sending a completely wrong message. Today I'm going to share with you the 7 pieces that make men over 40 look poor and without class, regardless of their real financial situation. And look, item number 6 is something that many men our age wear, thinking no one will notice, but that actually screams economy in the wrong place from afar. So stay with me until the end because, in my experience, eliminating these pieces from your wardrobe can radically transform how you are perceived. Mistake 1. T-shirts with giant logos or cheap prints. Let's start with something I see constantly. T-shirts with giant logos or cheap prints. Man, this is a mistake that can make you look like you have no sense of elegance or that you're doing free advertising for brands. I'm talking about those T-shirts with huge logos stamped on the chest, or with prints that were clearly printed with questionable quality. The problem is that giant logos make you look like a walking billboard, and cheap prints, those that peel off after a few washes, immediately communicate that you saved money in the wrong place. For a period, I wore T-shirts with large logos thinking this demonstrated that I could buy known brands. Actually, I was looking insecure and dependent on external validation. The solution is to opt for quality plain T-shirts in solid colors or with discrete logos that don't dominate the look. Colors like white, black, navy blue, or gray are versatile and elegant. The practical tip is, if the logo is bigger than a coin, it's probably too big for a man our age who wants to convey sophistication. And look, if you're realizing that these choices really affect how you're seen, subscribe to the channel because I have much more tips based on real experience. Mistake 2. Faded jeans or with artificial tears. Now, let's talk about faded jeans or with artificial tears. I see many men our age still wearing jeans that are completely faded, not from natural use, but from carelessness or being poor quality, or jeans with purposeful tears that might have been interesting a few years ago, but today make you look like you're trying to cling to a youth that has already passed. The problem is that faded jeans make you look like you haven't renewed your clothes in years. Torn jeans can give an impression of juvenile rebellion that doesn't match the maturity you've achieved. I myself had several faded jeans that I kept wearing out of convenience, without realizing they were making me look sloppy. The solution is to invest in quality jeans, with uniform washing and without artificial effects. Dark jeans are more elegant and versatile, working both in casual situations and in smart casual contexts. The strategy is, prefer jeans that age naturally with use, maintaining color and fabric integrity for longer. If you're enjoying these tips, leave your like on the video. Your interaction helps this content reach more incredible people like you. Mistake 3. Synthetic leather shoes or poorly maintained. This item can destroy any look. Synthetic leather shoes or poorly maintained ones. The difference between genuine and synthetic leather is striking. Especially after a few months of use, synthetic shoes not only have an artificial appearance, but also age very poorly. They crack, peel, and develop that plastic shine that screams cheap from afar. Poorly maintained shoes, dirty, without shine, with worn heels, can also make you look like you don't care about details. For years, I prioritized quantity over quality in shoes, buying several cheap pairs instead of investing in a few good quality ones. The result was a collection of shoes that made me look less prosperous. The solution is to invest in good quality genuine leather shoes and maintain them properly. It's better to have 2 well-maintained pairs that you alternate than 5 pairs of questionable quality. The practical tip is, always touch the leather before buying. Genuine leather has a natural texture that synthetic cannot imitate. Tell me in the comments, have you made the transition from synthetic to genuine leather shoes? What difference did you notice? Mistake 4. Plastic watches or obvious replicas. Let's talk about plastic watches or obvious replicas. The watch is one of the most important accessories on the male wrist. And when it's visibly cheap or a poorly made imitation, it can compromise all your credibility. I'm talking about colorful plastic watches, or replicas that try to imitate famous brands, but are easily identifiable as fake. The problem is that cheap or fake watches can make you look like you're trying to deceive people about your financial situation, or that you don't have good taste to choose adequate accessories. The solution isn't necessarily buying an expensive watch. There are respectable brands that make classic and elegant watches for affordable prices. The important thing is to choose something authentic, well-built, and with a timeless design. The strategy is, prefer simple and classic watches from brands known for quality, even if they're basic models, rather than replicas of luxury brands. And look, if you're seeing value in these tips tested in practice, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Mistake 5. Dress shirts made of shiny synthetic fabric. Now, we reach a crucial point. Dress shirts made of shiny synthetic fabric. This is a mistake that can sabotage any attempt at elegance. Shirts made with low-quality synthetic fabrics have that artificial shine that's visible from afar, especially under artificial light. They also don't breathe adequately and can be uncomfortable during the day. The problem is that these shirts make you look like you saved money in the wrong place, especially in professional situations where the quality of your personal presentation is observed. For a period, I bought cheap shirts thinking no one would notice the difference. I only realized the mistake when I started investing in quality cotton shirts and saw the difference in fit and overall appearance. The solution is to prioritize good quality cotton shirts, even if this means having fewer pieces in the wardrobe. Pure cotton or high-quality blends have superior fit and convey sophistication. The tip is, always touch the fabric before buying. If it feels like plastic or has excessive shine, pass it by. Leave it in the comments. Have you noticed the difference between cotton and synthetic shirts? How was your experience? Mistake 6. Fake leather belts with ostentatious buckles, and we reach the item I promised, something many men wear thinking no one will notice. Fake leather belts with ostentatious buckles. Synthetic leather belts are easily identifiable by their artificial texture, the way they crack and peel over time, and the chemical smell they may have. When you combine this with exaggeratedly large buckles or with flashy logos, the result is an appearance that screams, attempt to impress, with little investment. The problem is that poor, quality belts can make you look like you don't pay attention to details or that you can't afford to invest in quality basic accessories. The solution is to invest in genuine leather belts with discreet and classic buckles.
You basically need two, one black and one brown.
Both versatile enough to work with most of your clothes. The strategy is, choose belts where the quality of leather and sobriety of the buckle are the protagonists, not logos or flashy designs. Mistake 7. Poorly fitted suits made of cheap fabrics, and we reach the last item. Poorly fitted suits made of cheap fabrics. A suit is the most important investment in the male formal wardrobe, and when it's made with low-quality fabric or is poorly fitted, it can make you look less prosperous. Even if it costs a considerable amount, synthetic fabrics in suits are especially problematic. They shine artificially, don't fall naturally on the body, and can be uncomfortable during prolonged use. The solution is, if you can only have one suit, prefer to invest in a piece of good quality wool, even if it's more expensive, and adjust it properly to your body. Simple but well-fitted suit made of good fabric will always surpass several poorly fitted suits made of questionable fabrics. Recapping the 7 pieces that make you look poor and without class. T-shirts with giant logos, faded or torn jeans, poorly maintained synthetic shoes, plastic watches or replicas, shiny synthetic shirts, fake leather belts with ostentatious buckles, and poorly fitted suits made of cheap fabrics. In my experience, eliminating these pieces and investing in quality alternatives can completely transform how you are perceived. It's not about spending fortunes, but about making intelligent choices that reflect the respect you have for yourself. Remember, quality always surpasses quantity when it comes to conveying prosperity and class. So, which of these pieces do you still have in your wardrobe? What will be the first change you're going to make? Leave your experience in the comments. Because I love exchanging ideas with men who, like us, understand that investing in one's own appearance is a matter of self-respect. If the content was useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned because in the next video, I'm going to show the pieces that really make men over 40 look prosperous and sophisticated. See you then. If you made it this far, it's because you take improving your style seriously. So I prepared this next video for you to watch. It's the perfect step for you to continue evolving. And take a look at this playlist too. It has a complete map to dress like a true gentleman over 40. Stylish, elegant, and powerful every day. Until the next video.